It was raining. A steady, relentless drizzle soaked the rooftops of Willow Grove Elementary School late in the afternoon. The sky hung low and gray, mirroring the growing sense of unease. It was 4:15 p.m., nearly 30 minutes past dismissal. Most children had already gone home, escorted by their parents under colorful umbrellas that dotted the schoolyard like oversized raindrops. But one child didn't come out. Anna Collins, mother of 7-year-old Mia, rushed through the school gates, her face pale and breath short. She had gotten off work late at the hospital, her phone had died, and she was sure Mia would be waiting. But when she opened the door to classroom 1B, her heart dropped. The room was empty. Silent, desks lined up neatly, lights dimmed, no trace of Mia. She ran across the school in a panic. A teacher thought she'd already picked up her daughter. The security guard thought Mia had gone home early. No one knew where she had gone. It was as if the child had simply disappeared. Then someone found it, a small red backpack lying near the garden behind the school, soaked through by the rain, unzipped, with a few scattered crayons and a soggy drawing inside. No struggle, no screams, no witnesses. Security footage was pulled immediately. Oddly, the cameras at the back of the school, the area where Mia's backpack was discovered, had gone dark. Exactly between 2:48 and 3:05 p.m., the feed was cut. Purposefully. Precisely. And then it resumed again as if nothing had happened. That's when Detective Leo Quinn arrived. From the moment he saw the backpack, something in Leo's gut turned. He'd investigated dozens of cases, but this one felt different. He reviewed the footage. Mia was accounted for after lunch. Her name marked on the attendance sheet. She had been seen playing, talking, even giggling with her classmates, but within minutes she was gone. No child could vanish from a locked school without someone helping them. He inspected the back door, just slightly ajar. There were 2 footprints, one small belonging to a child and one much larger beside it. No signs of violence, no sounds heard, just a silent departure. Leo crouched down, noticing a mud-stained corner of a notebook page near the threshold. In faint pencil lines, written in shaky, childlike script, were the words, "I don't want to go." Whatever had happened, it wasn't spontaneous. It was planned. Carefully. Someone knew how to disable the cameras. Someone Mia trusted. He began interviewing Mia's classmates the next morning. Children don't lie, not in the way adults do. They twist, they imagine, but often they reveal truths in between the lines. One boy, Tom, whispered that he saw Mia walking toward the back of the school with a man wearing sunglasses. Not her father, not a teacher, just someone who held her hand. It was enough to raise suspicion. The school had a new PE teacher, Mr. Grant. Quiet, kept to himself, recently transferred, and he wore sunglasses. Naturally, everyone's suspicion turned to him, but the footage from the gym showed Mr. Grant teaching a group of students the entire time. His alibi checked out, yet Leo noticed inconsistencies in his hiring paperwork. No proper references, a private email address, and hasty onboarding. Still, something didn't sit right. Leo felt they were being looked in the wrong direction. It was too obvious. Then an offhand comment changed everything. One student recalled Mia saying, "If anyone asks, don't talk about the after-school class." But there was no record of Mia being enrolled in any after-school class. No permission slips. No schedule. Nothing. That evening, Leo turned to Mia's family background. On paper, she lived with her mother, Anna Collins. Her father, according to records, had died in a car accident 2 years ago. But an insurance trail told a different story. A recent medical bill had been filed under the father's name, just 3 months ago. A name that was supposed to be dead was still active. Further digging revealed a chilling truth. Mia's father, Thomas Reed, had a history. 4 years earlier, he was arrested for attempting to abduct his daughter from a different state. The charges didn't stick, but the incident was buried. He vanished from records soon after. Now he was back. Leo located a clinic where Reed had recently received treatment for an arm injury. He had checked in under a false name. The address he listed led to a shabby rental in the industrial outskirts of the city. The landlord confirmed a quiet man had stayed there, paid cash, and asked one unusual question. Was there a shortcut to the back of Willow Grove School? The room was empty now. But in the back corner, Leo found a single photo. Mia at around 4 years old, laughing on the shoulders of a man in sunglasses. The sun blurred his face, but the posture, the build, it was him. Meanwhile, Leo received an unexpected clue back at the school. Mia's drawings in art class weren't just imaginary. One in particular, a small yellow room, a door without a handle, a faceless figure, felt eerily precise. Her art teacher, Miss Evelyn Reed, recalled Mia saying, "Only open the door when you hear 3 knocks. Only if it's Daddy." It wasn't just a metaphor. Mia had been trying to communicate through her drawings. She hadn't been taken by force. She had gone willingly because she thought she was safe. Days later, Leo and a tactical team traced the tip to an abandoned building by the river, 3 kilometers from the school. In the basement was a room, walls painted yellow, paper-covered windows, and a single hanging bulb. He knocked 3 times. No response. They broke down the door. And there she was. Mia sat curled on a thin mattress, clutching her old teddy bear. She wasn't crying, just staring blankly. She whispered, "Are you real?" when Leo approached. She was unharmed, but clearly not fine. The room was meticulously prepared, food, coloring books, blankets. Her father had recreated her safe place from memory, but it was never safe. It was isolation disguised as love. Thomas Reed turned himself in that evening, calm, distant. "I didn't kidnap her," he said. "She's my daughter. I have a right." Leo sat across from him in the interrogation room. "You locked her in a room. You disabled school security. You didn't even call her mother." Reed's voice cracked for the first time. "I just wanted to say goodbye. I wanted her to remember she has a father. That's all." But medical checks showed bruises on Mia's arms, old ones. Not from Reed, he claimed. Maybe from school. Maybe from home. And for the first time, Leo had to consider a possibility he hadn't wanted to face. What if Mia wasn't just running to her father, but away from something else? Later, they found another drawing. 2 houses, one blue, one yellow. A little girl stood on a narrow bridge in the middle, looking both ways. Torn. Then came the twist. Analysis of Bluetooth signals near the school showed Miss Evelyn Reed's smartwatch pinged near the storage room at the exact time Mia vanished. She had claimed she never left the classroom. The lie unraveled fast. When confronted, Evelyn broke down. "He's my brother," she whispered. "Thomas. He said he just wanted 1 hour. 1 hour to say goodbye." I believed him. I wanted Mia to feel loved. She had walked Mia to the back gate, stepped aside, and let her brother take it from there. She truly believed he would return the child unharmed. "I only wanted her to grow up different from me," she said through tears. "Not split between people who say they love her, but don't listen." Evelyn was suspended and placed under investigation for aiding a kidnapping. And yet, her words lingered with Leo. Nobody in this case was purely evil, but they'd all made devastatingly wrong choices. A week later, life at Willow Grove resumed. Laughter returned to the halls. Children played again, but Mia was no longer among them. She was undergoing therapy at a child trauma center. She didn't speak much, but she had started drawing again. In one picture, she drew a house with open windows, sunlight pouring in, and a rainbow arching above. Three figures stood below, one woman sitting, one man far away, and one small girl smiling between them. Leo visited the center, watched her from behind the observation glass. No badges, no glory, just quiet relief. On his way out, he passed a new art teacher asking students to draw the place where you feel safest. He paused at the door, then kept walking. In his final case notes, Leo wrote, "Rescue is justice. Healing is humanity." A local news anchor wrapped the story with a single line. "We teach children to speak, but more importantly, we must teach adults to listen." That's what Mia's story truly revealed. Not just a broken family, but a broken way of loving. Not everyone who says I love you knows how to love well. And not every dangerous act comes from hatred. It can begin in pain, silence, or unprocessed wounds. A child doesn't need a perfect world. They just need one adult, willing to stop, kneel, and ask, "Are you okay?" And wait long enough to hear the answer, no matter how softly it's spoken.